Hi, I'm Dr. Mark again. Today we're going to go more in depth about veneers again. Because after our video last time, we find that people seem to have a lot of questions regarding to veneers. Today I have a very special guest, Cheryl, and I believe that she will provide a very unique viewpoint on veneers for everyone.
Hello everyone. I could make some contribution to the video as an everyday person on what my viewpoint is about veneers, and then we just have a heart-to-heart chit-chat about veneers, but also helping me to understand whether I'm also suitable for veneers. So I really want to know whether veneers is actually good for you, and also whether it's something of a necessity. I think that's the focus of our video today, is whether veneers is necessarily.
Basically, I think we have to emphasize the fact that veneers is never a necessity. Basically, it's never a need, it's mainly a want. The main advantages is about aesthetics. We are able to create a better shape and size of your teeth to follow what we call golden ratio. You'll be able to achieve a broader and more even smile.
Why the standard nowadays, the standard of golden ratio, I guess the beauty standard of teeth, where did that all come from?
Generally, what we call a beautiful smile is the one that follows the golden ratio or proportion. Basically, each tooth generally have a certain height and width for you to achieve a broad smile. So when you smile, you're supposed to see around 6 to 8 of your teeth there. And generally when you smile, it's supposed to follow your lower lip to create a smile line. That does create the most beautiful smile, as what people most widely know as the golden ratio. Actually, a lot of my patients also ask me, does veneer replaces braces? But veneers actually cannot replace braces in most cases. So generally, we will always recommend braces first. And after braces, if everything is straightened, everything is aligned and beautiful, and if you're happy with the result, then you don't need veneers at all, okay? But it is only after braces is done, and you're still not happy with the way, the shape or the proportion of your teeth, or simply the irregular staining or color of your teeth there, then you may consider veneer to improve on that aspect. Generally, bleaching or whitening, it does make your teeth of a more even color or shade, but whitening itself can never adjust the ratio or the size of your teeth. Even if you do have white teeth, if you do have a bit of chipping or irregular shaped teeth, you're still not gonna achieve that really broad and nice smile. That's the same as with braces or orthodontic work. Basically with braces, it does make your teeth nice and straight. You can achieve the smile line like what we talk about. But the problem is it still doesn't correct the size and shape still. So it really depends on what you want in the end. If you simply just want straight and white teeth, some braces and some bleaching and whitening will just do the trick.
Can you please talk to us about the
I guess the disadvantage of veneers.
I guess the disadvantage of veneers, like who would be more suitable of getting veneers and who wouldn't be suitable of getting veneers, so that people can understand that, okay, this is me. If I want to get veneers, this is something that I need to think about. I don't think about the present. I need to think about 5 to 10 years time, because it's a big decision. Like I'm actually getting rid or shaving my tooth to really achieve the aesthetic look.
Generally, with veneers, I guess the downside is about you do have to maintain veneers, okay? In a way, like a nice car, you have to maintain your nice car, you have to maintain your veneers as well. You have to make sure you brush very well regularly. You need to make sure you floss regularly as well around the veneers, or else you will lead to early failures of your veneers. If you're going with what we call porcelain veneers, basically it is made of a ceramic material, so it doesn't really stain. But the problem is, over long term, we're talking about maybe 5 to 10 years type of time, depending on your diet and what you drink. If you drink a lot of black coffee or wine, it can stain along the edges of the veneer. So then you may get a little bit of a dark line where the joining line of veneer is. Of course, it also depends on the skill level of dentist. The more tightly fitting veneer it is, the less likely it will happen, but it's definitely still a bit of a risk. The other thing is that for people who grind their teeth, especially at night times, they do have a higher risk of chipping their veneer. If your veneer chips, the whole veneer for that particular tooth will need to be replaced. There are certain risks of veneers like that as well. And the other downside of veneers is that, especially with porcelain veneers, although we will keep it as conservative as possible, we do have to reshape the teeth slightly. So by removing a slight amount, a thin layer of enamel of the surfaces of your teeth. Of course, that's not ideal. So because we don't really want to prepare good teeth unless we have to. So that's why we mentioned that veneers is just for aesthetics. So if you want that aesthetic look, then veneers is the only option for you.
I think that the public should be informed of deciding to get veneers, and the dentist should actually inform them, hey, if we want to get veneers, we need to shave a little bit of your teeth. So which means that thing that deters them away to not getting veneers because they don't want to damage their healthy teeth. My teeth is healthy. There's no, there's no cavities or any restructuring that I need to do. Why do I want to damage my teeth? That's something that's so healthy and good. I should just live up with it. This is your choice.
Yeah, it is a personal choice.
It's a personal choice.
That's right.
So when you said that you want to shave the teeth,
so
how much do you shave basically?
So basically teeth comes in 3 different layers. The outer layer, the strongest layer, is what we call the enamel layer. So with veneers, what we do is we actually try and keep it within what we call the enamel layer, because if you go any further or if you go too deep, it's going to cause a lot of sensitivity, or it will cause too much damage for your teeth there. But there are also another option for people who are very concerned about damaging their teeth, is what we call a composite veneer. Composite veneer is basically with a very aesthetic filling material, okay, that we use. With the filling material, the good thing is that we don't really have to prepare your teeth. We just have to basically polish it up, make sure it's clean, and we keep the enamel pretty much intact. I guess the only downside with composite veneers is that one, the material is a bit more porous. So if it's more porous, that means it is much more prone to staining with coffee, red wine, that type of things.
Sorry, you mean the composite veneers, like the filling materials that you use just to attach it? So no shaving, just attach it to the teeth?
Correct, yeah. We basically use a special bond on the teeth there, and then we will basically stick on the filling material to the surfaces of your teeth there. So this way your teeth is actually not damaged pretty much at all. The only downside with, like what we mentioned, the composite veneers is that it is prone to staining. And also it is, because the material is a lot weaker compared to a porcelain, so it does chip easier as well. But of course, if it chips, you could always have it replaced at a later stage.
Is it easier to replace? Like, is it damage to my real, for example, my real tooth? Because you need to, if it chips, I believe that you need to shave around it. So do you just shave off the composite veneers and then put in a new one?
That's right, yeah.
So I guess there's a low risk.
Yes, that's actually a very low risk. We basically will go around where the composite material is and basically just remove the filling material as carefully as we can, and basically touch up and just polish up the surface again, and then put new basically bond and glue and put a new composite veneer on. Just
in case, I guess people regrets about getting the actual porcelain veneers, you would then recommend that people do composite veneers to kind of try out?
Yeah, so some people, they say they don't want to go with porcelain veneer straight away because they don't want something very permanent sometimes, or they may feel like the cost is too much for just a porcelain veneers. Then they may just go for what we call a composite veneer instead, which is a perfectly fine option. It will work quite well as well.
What if I don't want to shave my teeth too much? I'll be like, oh, hey, Dr. Mark, I really want to do porcelain veneers, but I'm really worried about shaving my teeth. You know how you see those Instagram, they have the shark teeth? It's literally they shave it to that by only that much of the actual tooth. Do I really have to shave that much? Or is it kind of like a controversy thing?
I think it depends. So a lot of times you see what we call the shark tooth on YouTube or Instagram. That's more like what we call a porcelain crown, because a crown is more like a full coverage. So you do have to shave the teeth a lot more in order to put the crown over the tooth. So generally in that scenario is when the tooth is quite broken down, so that it requires a full structure to cover the tooth to make it stronger. Okay, so that's not only just about aesthetics, that's about both aesthetics and function, about strength. Okay, but generally for veneers, it depends. Some people require a little bit more. So like what we say, we will try and keep it as conservative as possible. But we do, in most cases, we do still have to shave the teeth somewhat, like a little bit, in order to create enough space for the veneer to go on.
I do have another question, Dr. Mark. I think people, nowadays I do actually see a lot of dental clinic, they actually do, what's they called? Cosmetic reconstructing or restructuring of the teeth. So when someone actually, for example, they had an accident, like a tragic accident, they lost maybe some part of their teeth, it kind of chipped in a way, or maybe it's no longer nice. Do that in a way to regain confidence, to regain a nice smile. Like, do people actually do veneers for that, or not veneers, or is it something else?
In that sort of scenario, it's more like a combination. So if you're talking about like an accident, usually there could be multiple broken teeth.
Yeah.
So when you talk about broken teeth, it could be a combination of veneers sometimes, just to make sure everything matches. But a lot of times it is done by either implants or crowns in order to restructure everything, rather than veneer itself. But veneers, like what we said before, it is mainly for aesthetics, it's not for function.
So I guess veneers is something similar to that, whereas it's a cosmetic procedure. It is not essential necessarily, it's not functional. So it's more for beautiful smile. So it's like how people want to choose to get their boob done, and people might want to choose and get their veneers done. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I would say so. So basically, it's just like when people choose to do plastic surgery, it's never necessary. It's never necessary. A lot of times it's because they want to achieve beauty according to what they want. The cosmetic, I guess, industry, I guess, is always makes veneers very glamorified.
Yeah.
But of course, you need to understand that there are, of course, some disadvantages of veneers as well. As long as you're informed, then it is your own choice to make whether you want veneers or not.
Yeah.
So thank you, Cheryl. So we hope that we'll see you in our next video.